This video features NFL game footage of number 1 picks for the first half of the 1974 draft. I assign a grade to the value of each draft pick for the team. Players selected may have later been traded, and in those cases, the players received in the trade can add extra value and increase the grade given to the team. The number 1 overall draft pick was Ed Too Tall Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. Jones was 6 foot 9 inches, 265 pounds, and started 106 games for Dallas over 15 years. He made 3 NFC Pro Bowl teams and first or second team All-Pro 3 times. He was a terrific pass rusher and compiled 106 career sacks. ProFootballReference.com ranks him as the 30th best defensive end of all time. Even though he didn't start any games as a rookie, he had 6 sacks and finished 3rd in the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year award vote. Too Tall was a Tennessee State University product who made it big in Big D. This draft pick was obtained from the Oilers along with their 3rd-round draft pick that year that was used to select quarterback/punter Danny White from Arizona State. Danny played 13 seasons for the Cowboys. The Oilers received defensive end Tody Smith, who was Bubba Smith's brother and Oilers' 1976 and 1977 teammate, along with wide receiver Billy Parks. Dallas got the better of the trade in a landslide. After the 1978 season, Too Tall retired in order to pursue a boxing career. He compiled a 6-win, 0-loss record with 5 knockouts against mediocre competition. Sports writer Red Smith of the New York Times was quoted as saying, "He cannot box, he cannot punch, and his chin gives off a musical tinkle when tapped." Jones returned to play for the Cowboys in 1980, started all 16 games, and registered 8 sacks. From 1981 through 1983, he made the NFC Pro Bowl team each year. This was an outstanding pick for the Cowboys. A grade. Before Bo Jackson thrilled NFL fans with his dynamic running, there was another running back named Bo. Bo Matthews of the Chargers, who was even bigger than Bo Jackson. Matthews attended the University of Colorado. Although he ran like a buffalo for 6 years with San Diego, he only logged 1,372 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns. C grade. Ohio State guard John Hicks was the 3rd overall pick by the Giants. He won the Outland Trophy as the most outstanding interior lineman and the Lombardi Award as the most outstanding lineman. The Sporting News named him as their 1973 College Football Player of the Year. He finished 2nd in the 1973 Heisman Trophy vote. Former Dolphins defensive coordinator Bill Arnsparger was a first-year head coach in 1974 for the Giants. In Week 1 at Yale Bowl, he had to be pleased with the Giants' selection of number 74, who would finish in 3rd place for the voting of the 1974 Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hicks started every game from 1974 through 1976 and displayed great enthusiasm despite the Giants winning only 10 games and losing 32 games during that span. He was quick to celebrate with a teammate, but the constant losing took its toll on Hicks, as he was a main instigator in this 1974 Week 11 fight against the Cardinals. The Giants had lost their 9th game in 11 weeks, and tempers flared. After the game, Hicks made up with fellow combatant J.V. Cain, another 1974 first-round draft pick. Hicks suffered a leg injury in Week 10 of the 1977 season, and the New York media accused him of dogging it. He also had a falling out with head coach John McVay and had a fight with defensive end Jack Gregory. All of these instances led to a trade to Pittsburgh for center Jim Clack, who started 53 games in 4 years for the Giants. Hicks never ended up playing for the Steelers. He retired. This 3rd overall draft pick resulted in 102 games started and 8 total seasons of play. Overall grade, B. Bears head coach Abe Gibron was a jolly good fellow. Legendary middle linebacker Dick Butkus had retired after the 1973 season, and the Bears needed an intense middle linebacker to replace him. The Bears were coming off a disappointing 1973 season in which they won 3 games and lost 11. Their defense gave up the 2nd most rushing yards in the NFL, and their 4.5 yards per carry allowed was the 3rd worst mark in the league. So the Bears drafted 6'2", 235-pound Wayman Bryant out of Tennessee State University in an effort to slow down teams from running their defense ragged. It worked. In 1975, the Bears had given up the 9th least rushing yard total and allowed the 2nd lowest yards per rushing attempt, 3.4. Like Butkus, Bryant was meaner than a junkyard dog. On this 1976 Week 6 play, he knocked out Rams quarterback Pat Hayden. In his first 4 years, he started 47 games, but he spent the entire 1978 season on the injured reserve list with a severe shoulder injury. His shoulder caused him to retire after the 1978 season. This one is a difficult one to grade due to the injury, but I'm going to give it a B-. With the 5th selection, the Colts chose John Dutton. The 6'6", 260-pounder was a defensive tackle at Nebraska, but was switched to defensive end by Baltimore. He finished 4th in the Defensive Rookie of the Year vote, but his 1975 season was a monster. He had 17 sacks and finished 2nd in the Defensive Player of the Year vote. From 1975 through 1977, he made 3 Pro Bowl teams, had 1 first-team All-Pro season, and 1 second-team All-Pro season. Prior to the start of the 1979 season, Dutton was a contract holdout. He asked for a 5-year, $1 million deal, and the Colts responded by placing him on the retired list on August 21st. On October 9th, they traded him to Dallas for their 1980 first-round draft pick, which was used to select defensive back Derek Hatchett, who played 3.5 years for the Colts, and the Cowboys' 1980 second-round pick, who ended up being tackle Tim Foley from Notre Dame, who only played in 6 games in 1981. When Too Tall Jones returned to the Cowboys in 1980, they moved Dutton to defensive tackle. The overall grade for the Colts could have been higher had they not whiffed on the 2 draft picks, but I still give the Colts an A-/B+. The Jets took defensive tackle Carl Barzilauskas with the 6th pick out of Indiana University. He was 2nd in the Defensive Rookie of the Year vote with a career-high 5 sacks. On June 6, 1978, he was traded to the Packers for draft picks that resulted in defensive back Johnny Lynn, who spent 7 years with the Jets and intercepted 17 passes, and linebacker Stan Blinka, who started 58 games in 5 years with the Jets. Barzilauskas went on the injured reserve list after Week 5 of the 1979 season with a pinched nerve that resulted in his retirement after the season. Overall grade, B. Cardinals tight end Jackie Smith was 34 years old entering the 1974 season, and although he caught a very respectable 41 passes in 1973, he only caught 1 touchdown pass. He hadn't made the NFC Pro Bowl team since 1970, and the Cardinals decided to draft a tight end to soon replace the future Hall of Famer. The Cardinals pegged J.V. Cain from the University of Colorado as that man to replace Smith. From 1974 through 1977, he caught 76 passes for 1,014 yards and 9 touchdowns, but spent the entire 1978 season on the injured reserve list due to a ruptured Achilles tendon. During the 1979 training camp, he died due to congenital heart failure. Incomplete grade. Rick Forzano was in his first year as the Lions head coach, and the Lions needed a linebacker to replace recently retired Mike Lucci. With the 8th overall pick that they obtained from New Orleans, they shopped at Linebacker University to land Penn State's Ed O'Neill. The 6-foot, 2-inch, 240-pounder played 6 seasons with the Lions and started 49 games. Grade B-/C+. Alabama running back Wilbur Jackson was the 49ers selection of the 9th overall pick that they obtained from the Patriots. In 3 seasons at Alabama, Jackson averaged an impressive 7.2 yards per carry. In early 1970, he was the first black football player to sign with Alabama. He was the Sporting News Rookie of the Year, and in 5 seasons with San Fran, he gained 4,188 scrimmage yards, along with 13 total touchdowns. He missed the entire 1978 season with a knee injury and was traded to Washington, where he played parts of 3 seasons. Overall grade for the 49ers? B. UCLA defensive tackle Bill Sandifer was the 10th overall pick, again by San Francisco. In 3 years with them, he started 13 games, had 1 sack, and recovered 4 fumbles. On May 3, 1977, he was traded to Seattle for linebacker Ed Bradley, who was an original Seahawk. He had won 2 Super Bowl rings with the Steelers, and he started 18 games over 2 years for the 49ers. C+ grade for the 49ers. The Los Angeles Rams selected 11th with their pick obtained from the Eagles in the Roman Gabriel trade. Heisman Trophy winner John Capelletti of Penn State was their choice. As a senior running back, Capelletti rushed for one of the highest single-season totals at the time. He dedicated the Heisman Trophy to his brother Joey, who was battling leukemia. It left a lasting impact upon the audience and is one of the most memorable Heisman Trophy acceptance speeches of all time. In 5 years with the Rams, Capelletti gained 3,193 scrimmage yards and scored 18 touchdowns. From 1976 through 1978, he started every game, but he was placed on the injured reserve list for the entire 1979 season due to a groin injury. On March 21, 1980, he was traded to the Chargers for an inconsequential draft pick. B grade. Running back Barty Smith of the University of Richmond was the Packers' pick at number 12. The 6'3", 240-pounder accumulated 2,921 scrimmage yards and 21 touchdowns in 7 seasons with the Pack. He was also an equally adept blocker. In this 1976 Week 4 game, he not only chopped down number 59 linebacker Charlie Weaver, but he also did away with number 26 free safety Dick Geron. The incredible block allowed number 40 Will Harrell to cover 56 yards. Although Packers quarterbacks only completed 4 passes on the day, their highly effective running game rolled up 212 yards in a 24-14 victory. Unfortunately, he suffered a knee injury in a college all-star game and then suffered other major knee injuries that resulted in 4 surgeries during his career. He was only able to stay on the field to play for an entire season 2 times. Regarding the surgeries, Barty said, "You're never the same. Back then, if there was any cartilage damage, they just yanked it out. There wasn't any of that trimming it up and leaving the buffer in your knee joint. They just yanked it out and you ended up with bone on bone. This pick is difficult to grade. He gave his all through a ton of pain, so I give it a B-." Ohio State linebacker Rick Middleton was the Saints pick at number 13. He started 14 games in 2 undistinguished seasons with them, and on April 2nd, 1976, he was traded to the Chargers for quarterback Bobby Douglas, who played 2 years with the Saints. He threw 5 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions, and 1,418 yards. This draft pick and subsequent trade just didn't pan out for the Saints. D grade.